What isn't love? I was asked this question some time ago, and though it sounded so simple, I have realized that many people actually confuse what love is for what it isn't. So much so that I began to wonder if more meaning had been added to what 1 Corinthians 13 called love. It says love is kind, love is patient. We all know the rest. But recently, love had been called a lot of names that it isn't, and we're going to clarify some, not all of them. So I'll say you should grab your pen and your paper, because trust me, you're going to need it. And you will have to exercise some patience so as to follow this video through, because it's going to be a bit long. So number one, love is not needy. Did you just hear me? Love is not needy. When you love someone just to satisfy your own interest, or when you expect others to fulfill all of your emotional and other needs, that's not love. That's actually selfishness. And remember, love is not selfish. You don't expect another person to make you feel good about yourself if you have not even done a good job of making yourself feel good first. So in the process, you think, okay, if this person cannot make me feel good enough, then I will have to leave them and look for another person that will fulfill that need. That's being needy, really. But these days, it has been confused with love. You think, the other person should fill your tank, your emotional tank, your financial tank, your all different kinds of tanks in your life, without you having to put in anything. The truth is, true love is complete in itself. It validates itself. It doesn't need anybody to complete it. Its tank is already full. It just needs someone to complement it. So when all you need is somebody to fill your tank of emotions, of care, of self-esteem, then you are being needy. That's not love. Love is definitely a lot of good things, but it is not needy. Number two, love is not an obsession. Get it? True love allows for freedom. It does not force its own will on the other person. What obsession does is to drain the other person. Obsession works out of fear. It works out of a place of low self-esteem most of the time. It makes you feel your life is not complete without the other person. And then you begin to obsess over the other person. Sometimes you see people call the other person's phone incessantly, just out of fear and worry, because they think, if this person leaves me, how am I going to live my life? They are the one who completes me and all that. But that's obsession. If you truly love somebody, you allow them freedom, and you're also freeing yourself. True love gives space. It allows the other person to express himself or herself. They don't have to be with you every time. The other person doesn't have to call you every minute or tell you they love you every minute. You just know. There's a knowing in your spirit, in your mind, that this person loves, or I love this person. Then you do not have to unnecessarily worry, which is what obsession does. Obsession harms. Obsession worries. Obsession doesn't have a life of its own, which is contrary to what love is. Love is devoid of fear. As a matter of fact, love is perfect. It doesn't express fear. It doesn't obsess. It can live without the other person. So more often than not, you hear people say, I cannot live without you. I cannot breathe without you. My life is meaningless without you. That is obsession. Your life shouldn't be meaningless without somebody else. You should be able to breathe without another person. If that's all you feel, then that's obsession. That's not love. So love is not an obsession. Number 3, love does not self-sabotage. You see, I have seen this happen a lot of times. I've seen people put themselves down just to be able to feel accepted by the other person. They rob themselves of their own self-esteem, self-dignity, and try to please the other person. There are cases where people have had to drop their careers, their jobs, the person they were before they met the other person. And what's the essence? This is all in a bid to make the other person feel good. And when you ask them, they tell you, it's because I'm in love. Do you want to hear the truth? Love does not self-sabotage. It doesn't pull itself down to lift the other person. Rather, love lifts the other person the same way it lifts itself. It doesn't lose itself in the process of trying to love another person. Not at all. It rather becomes a better expression of who it already was before it met the other person. Love does not self-sabotage. Self-sabotaging is devoid of self-respect. It makes you look down on yourself. It makes you forget yourself. It makes you think the other person is better than who you are, and whatever they say is final. Not at all. Love allows you to express yourself, to be 100% yourself, to be a better version of who you are. It doesn't look down on you. It doesn't trample on your feelings. It doesn't make you worse than you were before it met you. That's what love is. So love is not self-sabotaging. Get it? Stop killing yourself in the name of love. Stop killing your passions. Stop hiding your dreams. Stop burying your goals under the pillows and in the graveyards of love. That's not love in quotes. That's lust probably. That's not love. Any love that will not allow you to express yourself, it's not love. It's self-sabotaging. So love is not self-sabotage. Number 4, love is not weak. The truth is, love is actually the greatest force on earth. I understand the confusion with many people. The truth is, love is compassionate, it is empathic. Hence, it can be easily seen as weak because it feels other people's needs, it feels other people's pains. Love can easily ignore faults and condone weaknesses of the other person. As such, most people that truly love might be seen as weak or as fools. However, the truth is, love is strong and it requires strength to be able to love effectively. I mean, it's easy to hate people. It's easier to not forget or forgive a wrong done to you. You might find it quite easier to decide not to talk to somebody again because of what they did to you. But believe me, it takes a lot of strength and courage to look at your oppressor or your abuser and say, I'm forgiving you for what you did to me. Or to look at yourself and forgive what you did to yourself. That takes a lot of courage. And that's what love does. Love ignores weaknesses and faults. However, you must have it at the back of your mind that in as much as love can condone a lot of things in others, He does not close his eyes to destructive behaviors in people. He can forget your past. He can forgive your past pains and past mistakes against it. But it won't continually allow you to manipulate it. It won't continually allow you to oppress it or cause destruction to it. No, not at all. That's not love. Love doesn't hesitate to correct. And it is not afraid to walk away when it is being choked. Love is strong. If you think you are in love and you are being oppressed and you can walk away, that's not love. That's not love. Real love knows when to say no and when to walk away. It doesn't lose its power to anyone. Love is strong, so it is not weak at all. Number 5. Love is not blind. That's a common saying these days. Yeah, people say love is blind, and that's why this person is with this person. Well, what you may not know is that love actually sees the best in people. It chooses to ignore the wrong it sees in you and decides to pick up the good it can observe in you that probably the other people around might not have seen. And that's why sometimes people say love is blind. Because love chooses to go for the strength in you rather than the weakness that many people can see. But that doesn't mean love is blind. I put it to you that love's eyes are wide opened. I mean, they can see clearly and brightly. And that's why love has purpose. Love has goals and dreams. It knows where it is going. It has a destination. And it has standards. So, you can only lead a blind person by holding them or by guiding him or her and sometimes explaining to the blind person that, okay, this is color red, it's like this, and this is tall, and this is fat. But someone that can see actually can depict what color it can see at a particular time. So that's what love is. Love knows where it is going. And so it is not led wrongly by people. It is not led wrongly by pressure or by what the society is saying. It doesn't just attach itself to everybody and everything. It has a purpose. It has goal. It has marked out plans. And it has its own roots. And so will not just take any roots alongside people. So love is not blind. Love can see. Love knows its destination. And it can get there by itself, actually. So love is not blind. Love can forgive your wrongdoing, can let go, it can see the best in you, hope for the best in you, but yet it won't attach itself to you unless it sees that your purposes align and that you are willing to be a positive change in its own life too. Love doesn't allow itself to be dragged around. So it's not blind. You can see. Number 6. Love is not a feeling. It is actually a decision that you take, a commitment. It is hard work. Because the truth is, feelings do fade. But love is everlasting. It never fades. If you want to go by how you feel every day, I bet you don't feel good or you don't feel the same way about the same thing or the same person every day. And so if you base your relationship or you say you love someone based on feelings, those feelings, I tell you, they will wear out with time. But love never fails. So it's not based on how you feel. Love decides to get up every morning and do the same thing positively to the person he or she loves. Not because he feels that way, but because he had decided, he had chosen to love that person. Love was contrary to how it feels each day. So love is not a feeling. And then I like to tell you, love is not a reward. I mean, there are people that give love as a reward for good behavior. Okay, if this person behaves well, then I'm going to be nice to the person. That's not love. True love, like I mentioned earlier, looks beyond the other person's fault and then decides to be nice, decides to be good, decides to be positive, regardless of how well or how badly the other person behaves. So when you begin to give love as a reward, then that's not love. That's manipulation. And say, okay, if you do this, then I will love you. If you don't do this, then I don't love you. That's being manipulative. That's not being loving. Love is not a reward. Then lastly, I'd like to tell you, love is God. It is not the butterflies that you feel in your tummy every time, because those are feelings. Love is God expressed in man. And that's why he gave his only son for us.